Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Brenda's Musings. So tonight I want to talk about stick-to-itiveness. And I want to talk about it in terms of problem solving. Often we come up against brick walls, and it seems like we can't we can't figure out what's in front of us, or we can't figure out, the best course of action, or we can't figure out, there's something we can't figure out anyway. And the old me would have just become frustrated and thrown my, feet to the ground and stomped around. But I find that as I've become older, I've become more realistic in the sense that, there's more than one way to approach any problem. And so if one way doesn't work, I try another way. I search for answers. I talk to people who maybe have gone through a similar situation and find out what they did. I, use the internet. I just find some way to, solve the problem in front of me. And if I can't solve the problem, I find a way to go around it, to circumvent it. And now, you have to do this with caution, because sometimes just going around the problem and kind of ignoring it, sometimes that leaves it behind you, and that's fine. Other times, though, it comes back and hits you in the back of the head like 12 times and says, remember me, you've got to deal with me at some point in time. So, you can't kind of sweep things under the rug all the time and expect that they're going to stay hidden, because they won't. Because the more things just sweep under the rug, the more the rug rises, and eventually you trip over it and fall flat in your face. That's been my experience anyway. So, what I find, generally I find I'm a very intuitive person. So I sort of follow where my gut leads me. But sometimes that doesn't work. Sometimes my head has to get involved, and that's when it gets scary. But that's when I look for people who know more than I do. That's when I look for people who have gone through the same situation before or something similar, and who have, generally published answers. Like, I'll go to Google, or like today was a prime example. A friend of mine were working on a project, and we must have hit about 12 snags. Like, no word of a lie. Every time we turned around, there was something else that was in front of us. And some of the answers led us to more issues that we hadn't even realized. But eventually we found, what it was we were looking for as a solution to the problem, and everything worked out fine. But it happened in about 3 different ways until I finally said to somebody, is it like Mercury retrograde? Because these were all tech issues. And, I'm not the world's best tech person, but I'm not the world's worst either. So it was frustrating and funny all at the same time. So you realize you not wasted time, but a lot of time elapsed in what should have been a very simple project. And yet you still enjoyed it because you were, you were in it with a friend, or you found the resolution you were looking for. And so it all had a happy ending. So that's kind of how the day went today. And, I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for the fact that we stuck to it, and we found the answer that we needed in order to get through the problem, so that tomorrow it's a fresh day, right? Everything that happened today is behind us because we found this solution, and now we can just move forward with the project. Anyway, that's my musing for the day. Have a great one, everyone.